Alright, I want to make this video about some, Jeep Gladiator purchases, or I guess a build, or whatever you call it. I've been adding things to my Gladiator. The guy warned me at the dealership that that's what a lot of people do once they, put a big down payment, and he's still going to be pumping all this money into these cool modifications. I mean, they're not necessary. It's just, it gets enticing to do things. So, I did add the hinges on the top here. They kind of go like a sticker, but of course you got to wipe it down and put special application, special tape on it to make these into a hinge. So one thing is, like right now, it comes in handy to be able to remove this on the spot if you're waiting for somebody. It happens to me off and on where, I drop somebody off somewhere and I got to wait in the parking lot, or I got to wait, if you're waiting for somebody for quite a extended time and you don't want to have the car running that long, it's great to have the option just to pull these out open. And then earlier this morning, I was in a situation like that, and it was so cloudy and so wonderful temperature. It was great, and I was gonna drive over here to park and do a video about it and show it open and everything, because like I said, it opens up like a tank. Easy 4x4 is what you gotta look at if you want to get something like that. It has a hinge. It's not like a tank where you gotta, not literally, but it does. You can stick your head out there like a tank if you want to, right? Now, it did get hot on me later in the day. Under a shade tree was great. I did have leaves dropping in here, but I'm gonna clean it up anyways soon because I just had a big trip. But it got hot, so I am probably gonna be in the market for some kind of shade option. Now I've seen the ones on Amazon where it's always there, like some kind of net. Now I do want to have the option when it's very beautiful outside to just like have open air, right? So I'm thinking of it. I mean, I think I saw some that were like retracting or something. You can put the sunshade when you want, but I think that's a necessity. I just realized. Now, the whole reason I went with the hinges is because I didn't think it was feasible at all to be putting them in those bags and then storing them in your garage or in the back of the truck or whatever. And I felt like probably gonna damage the thing and not want to deal with the hassle. So now all I have to do is flip all four of these levers, right, and just push it up and it folds over. That's it. And then when I want it back, push it back down. So you can literally open it up during lunch break at work if you wanted to, and just use it very briefly. Anyways, other purchases. So like I said, that's a great one. I want to add to it. I want to add the sunshade because I was getting burnt. But if you got a good shade tree, it was beautiful. The other thing I want to talk about is maybe this thing right here. I got it on Amazon. It actually works. It's for the key fob. It blocks the signal. Let me get this over here. Let me see. There we go. All right, so key fob goes in there, right? It's like a tin box inside this leather pouch, right? It's coated. It's not completely tin, but it's supposed to be like a Faraday cage type of effect. And I put this in my pocket. It not only is it that Faraday cage type effect, but it's a protector, right? Because I don't want to scratch up my key fob or anything. And I haven't had any problem losing this. It has been kind of bulky. I've been putting it in my pocket, but at first I was kind of liking it without any protective things. But I noticed I started using the replacement I made, and it was getting a little scratched because I put some other keys or something. I forgot what it was I put next to it. A little scratch, and I couldn't figure. I don't remember. I gotta look back at it. I think I could have just buffed it off, or maybe very minor, but it did give me a scare. So I did like this, and I didn't see too many of these on Amazon, but I thought this was great. It's a key fob Faraday. So people who want to stay, I've heard on the news that there's people that can go up to your, like your porch, and they know people put these key fobs in their mudrooms or right by the door, so they could pick up the signal and replicate it. I've heard that on the internet that they can even do that from your pocket, you know. So this prevents that. Okay, now I do notice that you have to squeeze it a little, make sure it's really in there. Okay, sometimes I get in the car and it'll know that, you know, it'll detect it, right? So I know it wasn't closed correctly. That's the only thing with this, but not very often. If I got in the habit of doing that, it's being fine. So it does fine. So let me see if I can show you guys. So it's in the case right now, right? So let me see what happens if I try to start it up. Let's see. Look. Push button with key fob to start. Let's see. It ain't working. I don't know if you could see the screen there. No key fob detected. Key fob not detected. I don't know if that came out. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't work because this thing is blocking it. So not only is it, and that's how you test it, because it's blocking the signal to your own car, then you know that a criminal can't get access to the signal. So that's another good purchase I made. And so like I said, you want the flip tops, comes in handy for when you're waiting. And I got this, and there's one more thing I just remembered right now. And let me flip the camera a little bit for this one. There's these containers, like, let me flip it. There are these little compartments right here. I have no idea what they're for. I guess they're for change or something. Forgive me if it's dirty. I haven't even looked straight up and they were good. But I did notice this fit in here perfectly. Now this is a rechargeable battery for my headlamp. And look at that. It fits perfect and is secure. So, I mean, if you want to, you can have a long enough string and maybe even charge it up while you're driving. I did charge this while I was driving one night, and the other nights I had to use batteries when I went camping for about 3 days. You can also stick it in here. When I went camping, I actually stuck it in the main compartment. There's another USB charger, and then because the wire that came with this battery is actually very short, so I just had it sitting there and charging. It's a Ozark Trail headlamp. I really liked it. I never used to be a headlamp guy, but I grew up just carrying a flashlight and scouts and stuff like that. But these headlamps have been great, especially how bright they are nowadays. It's not that yellow flashlight color that I'm used to when I was younger. But anyways, this goes perfectly right there, like perfectly, like it's not gonna budge. So you're on a camping trip, I think that's a great place to put them. You might be able to store even, because this is a replacement for some batteries, you might be able to put a few batteries there. I don't know if it's for change. I don't know what it's intended for, but headlamp batteries, at least the rechargeable ones, possibly some other batteries. You know what? You probably don't want to store it there. You know what? I don't think the heat should be getting to this. Let me see. I'm gonna cut that out. So you probably want to use some discretion when putting that battery up there. I would probably do it while you're running the air conditioning. You might want to not do it on a very hot day, because I've had phones up there get super hot from the sun on the dash. So I guess it depends on where you live. I do live in Texas. I probably won't do that often. It was not very hot when I did it, so I guess you want to bear that in mind. But also too, another purchase actually that I have not been dissatisfied with is yeah, but that come out above my head there is this soft top right here. This is $1,000, but it was worth it. Last year I went on a trip, and we had a lot of camping stuff in the back. We tried to see, we tried to go to some tourist attraction, but we didn't want to leave because the camping stuff was just loose but stacked up. So we could literally just grab some out of a tote or something. So it prevented us from, leaving our stuff in the car, from leaving our car completely unattended. But I have not been dissatisfied about having this. Now I did run it through a car wash one time because I heard you could take it to a car wash, but I went to an automated car wash. I think that was a bad choice. I mean, like right now, I feel like it thinned it out. I'm a little upset about with myself for doing that. But it still works, right? maybe I gotta apply another coating or something. So basically you unzip it, okay, and then there's this bar here, and both sides have that. You can just clip it in and out, so it's kind of retains stuff in there. But let me show you how it works. $1,000, but I think it was worth it. Okay, you can roll up the sides too. I do have gear in there stuff from my last trip, which I'm gonna take out later today. But it was worth it because then I got to go to, I went to some places. Even if you stop at the Walmart, you can just leave it unattended. You don't have to leave somebody watching your gear or anything like that. I think, and I haven't tried it yet, but I believe that you could probably still do jerry rig some kind of cabling, like some thin bike cable wire and a lock, and attach it to the zipper. I think it's possible. I have not seen anybody do that in a YouTube video, but I'm planning to do that at some point. But I think the main thing is, you're preventing people who, might want to just be able to get away with something real quick. This deal has to actually get in. They would have to know how to get in. So it's a bit of a barrier for anybody who's trying to steal stuff. Another thing I noticed is that their website has all sorts of backings I am interested in buying. I have a whole list of things I need from this company. The boot cover, which means when you fold it down, there's a cover for it. I'm very interested in that. This back panel right here, there's one that's with screen. I want that. If you're gonna sleep in the back, that'll probably be great. And there's a solid one. I just think, who wants a solid one? When I went camping, I filled that thing up every square inch. I couldn't see out the back anyways. I only had my side mirrors, so I think a solid one will be great. Greatly valued in my inventory. That way, if I go on a trip like that, I can just switch it out for the solid one, because I know it's really dirty right now. I'm gonna take it to the pressure car wash, because the company says you can take it to a brushless car wash. Now that's what my problem was. I hope I didn't mess it up extremely. Maybe if Soft Topper sees this video, they'll have to replace it. We'll see. Then they can sponsor me or whatever. But anyways, that's a joke. I'm sure they don't see this video, but I couldn't see out the back anyway. So the only, I wasn't using this, this, transparent screen here. What do we call that? The window. I couldn't use it. So the only purpose it was serving was to see in, which I didn't have to do. And if I got off, went to the Walmart or something, I didn't need people seeing what was in there. So again, if somebody doesn't know what's in there, they don't know if it's worth the risk of trying to break into it or tear into it, whatever. So I think it's having a solid panel is a great valued addition if you were to have that. So I think I'm gonna, I have it on my list to get the solid panel, the mesh panel, and the boot cover, and those are, everything I've bought for this vehicle so far. I have not regretted. I have been very happy with. I didn't know spending so much money on something could be so fun, or so, yeah, I guess so. I've been liking this vehicle. I haven't regretted I put a big chunk down, but I have not regretted it yet. And it's been several months, and I don't regret actually having to pay the rest in monthly payments either. So so far I've been loving it. I'll come back, maybe make another video later showing some other things that I add to the vehicle, but for now, that's what I got. I guess leave me a comment if you have suggestions.